it's been a time. Really, really exciting. A lot of young guys getting in there. And just enjoying the time with the guys. My senior class, those guys that we're coming in with, it's been great.
How different has it been for you guys like you and Kip, who played at a high level, but now without Danny, you are the voices everyone's kind of turning to?
Man, I'd say he left us in great shape. It's like getting a car with one owner. It's really, really great. Obviously there's been speed bumps, but man, it's been great. I wouldn't change any of it.
You mentioned young guys. What about a guy like Lewis Carter? Not only just the growth this year, but the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, man. Lewis and Sammy, those forever will be my guys. They kind of came in a similar situation like me and Kip did. They came in together. So, they've had growing pains together. So, Sammy being had a little more reps than he did, a couple more starts. He's able to kind of nurture Lewis in a better way. But, and Lewis will be able to take that better than they got from me, But I love those guys to death, man, and they've just continuously grown.
You're a pretty vocal guy to begin with, but how much has that changed or been amplified during the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's been really easy for me, just for the simple fact that I got guys around me that believe in me. It's always better when you got guys around you that believe in you and actually believe what you're saying. I say I've earned that role, and I've kind of nurtured it along the way.
You say you're in some kind of a similar spot. Have you seen Robert and Peyton kind of take on the same stuff you and Kip are doing?
Yeah, we've nurtured this. We've built this relationship on defense for 3 years now, and so it's really, really natural. It's smooth on the defensive side because there's this real cohesionness and brotherhood that we have together. Really, really easy.
Obviously, Eli Bowen played a lot during the season, but there's a lot of other young, DBs that are going to get some opportunities in this game. Of those guys playing behind you, just kind of stood out to you during both that?
Day-Day's been really good. Michael Boganowski, Jaden Hardy's been there as well. Those guys just hadn't necessarily gotten on the field because of the people in front of them. But man, those guys are young and ready. They did, the coaches they did a really good job of recruiting that freshman class on the defensive side of the ball. They're really, really smart, really attention to detail. Jaden Hardy might be one of the smartest guys I've ever played with that's young.
Have you seen their focus change too, knowing that they might get more chances?
100%. Partially because, I'm kind of bringing them along, yelling at them probably more than they'd like, but also showing them love, telling them when they've done something good, like that's a good job, proud of you, like we need that, be vocal, don't be scared to say something that you might think is right, some's better than nothing always.
In terms of trying to be more of a leader and things like that for this program, did you learn some things from Danny and how he conducted it?
I did, 100%. But being a leader to me just always came natural. I can't tell you how, I can't tell you why. People just naturally wanted to follow me, maybe without me even wanting to say anything at all. So, just growing up and realizing that, I think, I embrace that more than anything. I love people following me because if anything, I want it on my back. Blame it on me if it don't go right. So it's been really, really good.
Brent just talked about Danny Okoye and Taylor Wine. What have you seen from them as they've gotten more of a run here in bowl practice?
Danny Okoye might be one of the freakiest humans I've ever seen. And I mean, in every aspect. Really, really athletic, really talented. And for him, same with D. Mitch on offense, they just got to get the scheme down. And once they get the scheme down, you can plug and play those guys anywhere.
What's the biggest bit of growth you've seen from Danny as far as trying to grasp that as the years gone on?
Yeah, just his willingness to work. He isn't getting broken aside by a messed up play or a busted assignment. Like he wants to keep coming back and keep working.
And when we talked to Kip, he mentioned he's not the most vocal. So have you got any tips for him or guidance in that department?
And that's kind of weird because we came in together, but Kip's my road dog, man. If I might have missed a signal, I know I can look over and he got me while I'm taking care of something else. So it always goes together. It always does.
Kobie, you guys have played against Michael a lot in practice. Have you seen anything different from him in this bowl game prep? Just getting more experience with him?
His energy and passion, man. For what that guy's gone through this year, just getting battered, and he just keeps showing up. Him along with Troy have just brought in a new energy, along with Coach Buck. It's just infectious over there.
Along the lines of talking about the freshmen, what this has meant for them, what do you
prep and what it meant for your career to get there to football?
Oh man, to be honest with you, that was the hardest year of my football career that I can remember. I didn't play much. I played mainly special teams, and I remember walking to the meeting room and Coach V looked at me and he said, "I got a package for you." And in that moment, I wanted to cry happy tears so bad. I was like, "Man, like I'm gonna get to go in the game." Like, and he told me, he's like, "Hey, they're gonna come to your side, like the side I put you on. They're gonna run the ball over there." I was like, "Nah, like that'll never happen." And I went in. And it happened real fast. They came out the huddle, snapped the ball, and they got me the first time. I was like, "Woo, okay, that happened. That happened." But man, that Cheez-It Bowl was a good time, you know, especially for a young guy, because everything. I wouldn't necessarily say it's laid back and chill, but you know, the coaches along with the players get to just breathe for a second, because during the season it's just go, 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 go. And you know, during bowl prep you have events that you get to do, and you actually get to break down, and people get to find out who you are as a person. And so, man, the Cheez-It Bowl is a wonderful time. And so, me now being an older guy, I'm getting to nurture that, you know, get some of those younger guys to break out of those shells. You know, we had Friendsgiving, whatever you want to call it, Secret Santa, a couple nights ago, and we got up and the linebacker sang as a group. We made Lewis Carter sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You know, it's fun to see guys get out of those shells like that, because, you know, the media, the outside people don't necessarily get to see that from a guy like him.
Did you sing?
Oh, no. I was more support. Back matter.
When in that Cheez-It Bowl prep, when General Kennedy said you've got that package for it, did that do anything more juice than whether it be film prep, practice? Like, what did that do for you to practice with?
I wouldn't say that it changed anything, man, because in my mind, you know, I was a third linebacker, although I wasn't listed on the roster. So I was always ready. In my mind, you know, you can go back and look at that season. I'm always behind Coach Venables. I'm like, who knows? Maybe he'll just turn around and like go in, you know. So you know, I prepared the same. And coming in that year, everybody was a first-year guy, so everybody knew practically around the same amount of stuff. You probably didn't necessarily have the reps, but I knew just as much as the seniors did. And so, yeah, that was a fun year, man.
The team tomorrow won't represent really what 2025 is going to look like, but how important would a win mean to you?
Man, I want the win. You know, it's on the schedule. Why not take it? You know, why not? You know, we prepared really, really well. The defense, you know, excluding, you know, our Mason and some other guys, maybe RJ and Don, you know, for the foreseeable future, we'll all be back. You know, why not build on it? You know, I want to be the best. That's why we all came back. That's why we're all here. I want to be the best defense in the country, and I believe that we can be.
You all have played really well against the defense. I mean, against the run game this year. How does Navy kind of add a different element to it in terms of trying to stop them?
Yeah, you have to be disciplined every play, literally. Like that. If you aren't, it's a touchdown. It's a big play. I wouldn't necessarily say it's boring, but for the simple fact you have to do the same job every play, and if you don't, something bad happens. And that's how they get people. You know, that's how they've won certain games that they've had, because they'll run, do something opposite. You know, and so you just have to get really good at doing the same thing over and over. Keep it simple, stupid. You know.
Does it, you know, make you guys feel like a more complete defense if you're able to stop a variety of offenses? Like, this is, you know, the most unique offense you've faced this year.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say it would knock us either. You know, this is something that we had to prepare for on the fly, but I would definitely say that we prepare really well, and I would say that the guys around us up front seven and the back seven have prepared really well. We've done a lot of things to contribute and stop this thing for sure.
You ever faced any triple options in, like, high school or anything?
I did. My first high school game was versus Odessa Permian. First game.
What was that experience like?
It was fun. Different. But it was really, really fun. They had a lot of good players, and just like Navy and a lot of these academies, they are historically known for running that offense. So it was really fun to play.
When we get to bowl season, a lot of the conversations kind of like let teams care, stuff like that. Having so many young guys getting their first real opportunities, what does that do to continue to bring those energy levels at practice and keep everybody locked in and engaged on this game?
Yeah, so after we got selected for this bowl, which I believe was a Sunday, was that right? Yeah. The next day we had lift, and I told the guys, I said, why not win if it's on there? You know, if it were Alabama, then everybody be excited. You know, I don't care who it is, simply, you know, for the bottom line, that we get to go out and compete. And, you know, just that being the tradition here, and Coach Venables has built us on that, just going out and competing. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Every game's the biggest game. And if it's not, lose and find out how big it really was, you know. And so, man, everybody here is excited. know, I can't say that I necessarily have to overdo anything or make everybody be over, energetic or anything like that. Everybody's been really excited.
Coach Venables mentioned the defensive guys have also helped some of these young offensive guys to come along. I assume Michael Hawkins is one of those guys. What have you tried to do on an individual basis to encourage him to maybe help develop him?
Everything's a mind game. Football is a mind game. A lot of people don't get that or see that or understand that. But as a quarterback, it's like a linebacker. You literally see everything. You see everything, and what you always see maybe not be true. And so, Mike going against us every day has helped them more often than not because of what he's seeing. We were one of the top defenses in the country, and so that being his confidence and his backbone, like, hey man, like you should never go out to any game in fear. Like you shouldn't. If you can go out and you can do this to us at practice, you can do it in a game. It's really simple. Like I said earlier, keep it simple, stupid, man. Like you don't have to overdo anything.
I know with the portal the way it is, and you guys bringing in John, that the expectation is he's your guy until proven otherwise. And Michael has to know that, I assume too. But what do you feel like the mentality he's taken and the approach he's taken to use this time, use this game? What have you sort of seen from him in that regard?
Mike's always been a guy who's felt like he has to prove nothing. And that's what I love about him. A lot of quarterbacks you see that they like all of a sudden get this chip on their shoulder that they got to be somebody that they've never been. And Mike's never been that guy. And one thing that I would tell Mike and then I would tell John, which I'm excited for both of them, is competition brings out the best of everybody. Either the best or the worst. It doesn't matter who you are. If Tom Brady was in the NFL today, they'd bring somebody in to replace him. That's literally the name of the game. Every year they're supposed to do that. And so I'm excited for both of them, honestly. I want the best quarterback to be out there, whoever that is.
So the better Mike is, the better John potentially.
Right.
Or vice versa.
Right.
It's a little bit what I asked Brent.